Printer can print up to 10 lines per second.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful.
This printer can print up to 10 lines per second. This printer can print up to 10 lines per second.
Okay, welcome to lesson 28. I'm calling this change headline, and it's going to look something like this. Let me refresh it. Where we have a headline, welcome to blah, 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 and then we can change it to whatever. Hello, Mr. Jim. So we change it there, and we can increase the font size or shrink it or change the color. Okay, so I'm going to build that, and you may be wondering, well, what good is that? Why would I put that on a website? Well, you wouldn't necessarily put it in this way, but you could have a set timeout function where your website is changing every whatever 10 seconds or 30 seconds and changing colors, changing fonts, changing sizes, just to make it look more dynamic. So here's the code, a little bit of CSS, not much, and then some HTML. So pause this and copy that in, and then I'm going to show you a little JavaScript I want you to copy as well. Okay, so you've copied the CSS and the HTML, and here's a little bit of JavaScript, 3 variables, and 4 get element by with the event listeners, and they're going to be calling 4 functions. So copy that, and then we'll write those 4 functions a little bit later. Okay, so let's write this first function. Function, and it's called change headline. And we'll declare a variable. Let's just call it new headline. New headline equals document get element by ID. And what is that up here? That's up here, this input. The ID is headline input. So headline input. Okay. Now let's, actually, I'm going to keep the same variable, see if it works. New headline equals headline input dot value. I don't know if I've done it this way before, but I'm going to test it. So I'm going to actually test this on console log to see if I get anything. Console log new headline. So we're going to go ahead and click that button and see if it changes the headline. So save this. And reload that. New stuff here. All right, let's see what's going on with our view developer JavaScript. New stuff here. Oh, that's right, console log. What am I saying? Okay, so I got it here. See, new stuff here. Let me show you. New headline. Let's say this is new. And if I hit this button, I get a console log. This is new. So it's working. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so instead of putting it in the console log, we need to put it in our headline. So, and that is called headline. So headline, inner text equals this value right here. Copy, put it in there. All right. Let's test that. Reload this. So great. And there it is. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, let's write our next function. What am I calling it? Grow font. So function grow font. And then our font size, we have a variable called font size. We're going to change that. So font size. Remember plus equals. I'm using 6 here. And that is the same. I'm going to write a comment down there. That's the same as font size equals font size plus 6. So these are equivalent. This is a shortcut. Plus equals is a shortcut. I'm just reminding you. Okay. So now we need to change the font size. So we will say we're changing the font size of what? The headline. So headline style font size equals font size. See if that works. Reload this. New, change it. That's not working. Okay. So headline style font size equals font size is not quite complete because we need to tell it that these are pixels. So plus in quote pixels. Save that, run it. This is great. Change it, grow it. Yay, looks, it's too big, it can't fit. Okay, beautiful. So shrink font is the next function. So what I'm going to do is copy grow font. Change the name. And instead of adding, I just subtract. And I'm not even going to test that because it's such a minor change I just made to the grow font. Pretty sure it's going to work. So let's just write the last function, which is font color. Function font color. And what we need, we have an array of colors. So in order to grab an element in an array, a random element, we need a random index. So let random index equal, and do you remember math floor? We used this when we were doing random colors. Math floor, math random times whatever the number of elements in the array is. So that's just colors length. In this case, it's 6, but we could put 6, but you want it to be more flexible than that in case you change the size of your array. So we'll do colors, because that's the name of the array, length. And I think that should work. So we'll say headline style color equals colors, which is the name of the array again, and square bracket, because we're using an index. In this case, random index, which we just wrote, and we need to test that. Save that. So we'll test the whole thing. So reload a new headline. Change, got the change, the change worked. Grow works. Shrink works. And color works. Beautiful. Okay, so let's look at this code. So how I would play around with this, let's go back to this CSS. Change the font, change the change all this stuff. Change all the colors. This container margin, play with that. I have 10%. Change that, play around. What else here? This stuff, probably keep all that the same, the actual HTML. And then I would definitely add colors. And if you want to get a little more sophisticated, go back to your random RGB lesson and generate random RGB colors. Instead of an array of colors, inside that function font color, generate a random red, a random green, a random blue, and then headline style color will equal an RGB color with those random colors you generate. Okay, so if you go back to that lesson, you'll be able to figure that out. Okay, anything else we want to change? Not really. Okay, so have fun with that. Just remember that this is not necessarily something, you wouldn't probably do this in a website. You wouldn't build a website like this. The whole point of this is to show you how to manipulate HTML with JavaScript, because that's really the point of JavaScript, is to change the HTML. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and join me in lesson 29. See ya.